Have you ever wondered, am I just burnt out or is my whole life out of alignment? You're exhausted, irritable, and focused. You keep pushing, but the more you try to power through, the emptier it feels. On paper, your life looks fine. Nothing is wrong enough to explain how tired you are. So you tell yourself to be grateful and keep going. But something in you is done. In this video, we're going to talk about the difference between burnout and deeper soul level misalignment. We look at how patterns like overgiving, perfectionism, and self sabotage show up when your soul is tired, and what to do when rest alone isn't fixing it. If we haven't met yet, I'm Ria. I'm a resilience and self love coach for ambitious, sensitive people who look successful on the outside but feel exhausted, misaligned, or quietly stuck in self sacrificing patterns on the inside. I work with executives, caregivers, entrepreneurs, and especially the strong ones, the people everyone depends on, who privately ask, is this burnout or is something deeper wrong with how I'm living? That question isn't theoretical for me. There was a time when my life looked completely fine on the outside. I was functioning, achieving, saying yes to everything. Inside, I was running on fumes. I woke up tired, went to bed wired, and lived in a loop of just one more week, just one more project. While a quiet voice kept whispering, you cannot keep living like this. That moment is what led me to create the realignment method, a 6 phase journey from something isn't working anymore to steadier self worth, aligned choices, and a calmer nervous system. Today, we're focusing on the first phase, recognize, learning to see the signs that your soul is tired, not just your schedule. Let's start with the difference. Burnout happens when your system has been under chronic stress with too little recovery, too much output, not enough rest. The signs are familiar: emotional exhaustion, brain fog, cynicism. Misalignment goes deeper. It's what happens when the way you're living, your work, your roles, your pace, your relationships no longer matches who you are, what you value, or what you need in this season. You can be burned out in a life that's actually aligned. And you can also be burned out because you've been forcing yourself to stay in situations that are wrong for you. Here's an example. Person A loves their work. They believe in what they're doing. They've just had a brutal stretch. Too many deadlines, no real time off. They're tired. But when they imagine rest, support, and better boundaries, there's still a spark. Person B has been overachieving in a life that never really fit. They followed the rules, ignored their intuition, chased external success. Now they feel numb. They dread their days. And even after time off, the idea of going back makes their stomach drop. That's often misalignment speaking, not just exhaustion. A powerful question is this: if I had a full month off to rest, and then went right back to my current life exactly as it is, how would I feel? Relief usually points to burnout. A heavy, trapped feeling suggests misalignment is part of the picture. And this applies to every aspect of your life, not just work. It can also be relationships, anything else. One of the most common signs your soul is tired is overgiving. Overgiving is when you consistently put other people's needs ahead of your own, to the point of self neglect. You're the reliable one, the fixer, the emotional anchor. At first, it feels like love or strength. Over time, it creates resentment, depletion, and a sense that you're disappearing from your own life. A soul tired thought sounds like, I keep giving and giving, and I don't even know why anymore. Underneath overgiving is often a quiet hope for validation, for safety, for love. A reflection question for you. Where am I giving more than I actually have? And what am I hoping to receive in return? Try one small experiment this week. Say no, do less, or pause before responding. Then notice what comes up. Guilt, fear, discomfort. Those feelings are not proof you're wrong. They're information. Another sign your soul is tired is the perfectionism to burnout cycle. Perfectionism isn't about high standards. It's about tying your worth to performance, raising the bar every time you meet it, and never allowing yourself to rest. For many ambitious, sensitive people, this looks like overworking or procrastinating because nothing feels good enough to start, or avoiding opportunities because you're afraid of getting it wrong. Over time, this turns into self sabotage. You say you want rest or change or connection, but your behavior keeps pulling you away from it. From the outside, it looks like you're sabotaging your own happiness. On the inside, a protective part of you is trying to keep you safe from failure, judgment, or loss. A key soul tired moment is thinking, I don't even understand why I'm doing this to myself anymore. So ask yourself, where do I say I want change, but my actions keep pulling me in the opposite direction? And what feels scary about actually getting what I want? In the realignment method, the recognize phase is about honesty, seeing clearly what is no longer working, and treating that discomfort as guidance, not a personal flaw. When your soul is tired, the signals are often subtle at first. You feel disconnected, rest doesn't restore you like it used to, and you carry a quiet sense that something has to change. One client said it perfectly. It's not that I want to burn my life down. I just can't keep living in the same way. That is when real change begins. So, is it burnout, misalignment, or both? Burnout tells you your nervous system needs care. Misalignment tells you something deeper needs to shift. If rest doesn't bring you back to yourself, if overgiving, perfectionism, and self sabotage keep repeating, your soul may be asking for a different way of living, not just a break. If you're thinking, this is me, my soul is tired, you don't have to figure it out alone. You can start with my free realignment starter tools, including the Where is My Life Misaligned snapshot. If you're ready for deeper support, you can book a clarity session with me. Links are in the description below. And if this video resonated, please subscribe or share it with someone who looks fine on the outside but is exhausted inside. And let me know in the comments which pattern feels most alive for you right now. Your soul isn't being dramatic. It's asking for a life that doesn't just work on paper, but actually feels like yours.